Hey guys, welcome back to Top Tipper Betting Tips. Enzo Coppola, our expert football analyst, is going to go through the games with you, and I hope you enjoy his input that he has for you. So here I'm going to hand over to Enzo now, and enjoy.
Good day. My name's Enzo Coppola, and welcome to the Top Tipper Betting Tips Match Week number 11 for the English Premier League. If we go straight into it and look at last week's highlights, in my opinion, one of the highlights for me was Brighton's comeback draw against Liverpool. They were 2-0 down at Anfield and came back to equalise 2-all and could actually have won the game in the end. So well done to Brighton for a surprising result there. They played very well, especially in the second half. Crystal Palace's victory against Man City at the Etihad was also a shock to most people. I had predicted a draw there, but to see Crystal Palace win 2-0 was a very good result for them. Even though Man City went down to 10 men, I think Crystal Palace were fully deserved of that victory. And then Manchester United's 3-0 win against Spurs at Spurs was a good fight back after losing consecutive matches in the previous weeks, 4-2 to Leicester and 5-0 to Liverpool at Anfield. So well done to Man United for bouncing back there. And however, for me, the Molten Magic moment of the week is, I think, the standout save for Aaron Ramsey's in goals for Arsenal against Leicester. That's a free kick save from James Maddison's free kick that was destined for the top corner. That was a fantastic effort for me. It was unbelievable. So I think the Molten Magic moment of the week goes to Aaron Ramsey of Arsenal. Molten, the best balls you can get. We come to the match roundup for match week 11, beginning with the first game, which is Southampton against Aston Villa. Southampton are at home. Southampton, they have two players out, Armando Broja and Jack Stevens, with an ankle and knee injury respectively. Last week, Southampton beat Watford 1-0, so they are on a good streak at the moment. James Ward-Prowse was back, and he's been involved in more goals in the Premier League against Villa than most other players in the team. 5 of those, 2 goals and 3 assists, and they've all come in the last 5 games against Villa. However, Southampton lost just one of the 9 last Premier League meetings with Villa, and that happens to be the very last game that they played against each other, which was the corresponding fixture last year. So from Aston Villa's side, they're looking to get back-to-back away wins with Southampton. Okay, Southampton standout players for me this year so far: Valentino Livramento, James Ward-Prowse, Nathan Redmond, and Shay Adams. Scored a good goal last week in the top corner. Aston Villa, they've got a long injury list, and you can see that they're struggling with their results recently. They've got 8 players out. Amongst them, Israel Konsa, Morgan Sanson, Jadon Philogene Bidache, Bertrand Traore, Mahmoud Hassan. Danny Ings is out. He's got COVID-19. Douglas Luiz Suarez, he's got a hamstring. And Jacob Ramsey has got an ankle sprain. Of those remaining, John McGinn is doing quite well, and so is Emiliano Buendia. I predict a 2-0 win to Southampton for that game. Then we come to our next match of the weekend. This is the weekend of the 5th, 6th, and 7th of November 2021. So this match is Manchester United at home to Manchester City, the Manchester Derby. Big match. This is the big match of the weekend. This is a difficult one to call because Manchester United have got a Jekyll and Hyde form of late. They play very badly, then they do well. They came back nicely against Atalanta during the week. Twice they had to come from behind. And with that man Ronaldo scoring 2 great goals, you have to give him credit for that. The goals were good quality. Although the team did not play too well, they played badly. But Ronaldo pulled the rabbit out of the hat for them once again. And they ended up drawing that game. So this Man City have won the last 7 of their games at Old Trafford. That's the most of any team that's ever visited Old Trafford. Together with Liverpool, they share that same record. However, Man United are unbeaten in their last 4 league games against Man City. They've won 3 and drawn 1. And somehow, surprisingly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the coach of Man United, has won 4 out of 8 times against Pep. So he must have something over him. Varane is out though. He's got a hamstring. Paul Pogba is suspended for the red card that he got against Liverpool. And Victor Lindelof has also got a knock. So he looks like he will be out. And as I say, last week, the Man United did beat Spurs, so they're on the comeback trail, as it were. So let's see what they do this time around. David De Gea, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Mason Greenwood for me are their standout players. There's a long list of standout players for Man City, but I'll mention a few: Ruben Dias, Gundogan if he plays, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden. Out for Man City is Aymeric Laporte. He's suspended. Ferran Torres is injured, got an ankle problem. Liam Delap has got an ankle problem, and Benjamin Mendy, he's just being suspended by the club because he got arrested by police on August the 26th. So the club have suspended him pending an investigation. And City have failed to score 3 out of their 10 league games this season. So they're not finding it too easy this year at all. So my prediction for this game, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this game. On paper, it looks like City may walk it, but I think at home, Manchester United maybe have found a way of playing, sit in, defend, play on the counter-attack, so they might do that, and I think that will be a 2-2 draw. We come to the Brentford-Norwich game. Brentford is at home. Brentford also have quite a few players out. They've got Johanny Iwisa's out, Mads Sorensen, David Raya, the goalkeeper, is out. Christopher Alger got an hamstring problem. Joshua De Silva, a groin problem. And Shandon Baptiste, he's got a shoulder problem. And last week, Brentford lost 3-1 to Burnley. And Norwich lost to Leeds 1-0. Players that stand out for Brentford for me are Matthias Jensen, Brian Mbeumo, and Ivan Toney. He's quite an imposing striker for them. And Norwich have got 4 players out. Ben Gibson, suspended. Todd Cantwell, he's not available. Sam Byram, back in training and may be available this weekend. Christoph Zimmermann, he's just had ankle surgery, so he's out for a while. So they're going to be relying on players like Tim Krul, Timu Puki, and Billy Gilmore, the Scottish midfielder. So my call for this game is Brentford to win 2-1. The next game, Chelsea-Burnley. Chelsea's at home. Chelsea have got some of their big hitters out this week. Romelu Lukaku is out. Still got an ankle problem. Timo Werner's got a thigh problem, as does Mateo Kovacic. Mason Mount hasn't been well for some reason. It's not COVID, I believe, but he's been ill. So he may face a late fitness test. And last week, Chelsea beat Newcastle away, 3-0. And for them, they're going to be relying on Ben Chilwell, Jorginho, Kai Havertz, and N'Golo Kante. Those are their players that could help them this week. Burnley have got Dale Stevens out. He's got an ankle problem. Otherwise, they seem to have a clean bill of health all round. And they're going to rely on Nick Pope, Ben Mee, and Chris Wood up front. Hopefully, he'll slot goals for them. So, with Chelsea having so many attack-minded players out, and the creativity might be blunted a little bit. Burnley might go there intent on defending, to begin with. So I think a draw might just pan out there. I think a draw, and my score is 1-1 for that. Crystal Palace at home to Wolves. Crystal Palace coming off a very good result last week. They beat Man City away, and which was a surprise to a lot of people. They've got Eberechi Eze out. Nathan Ferguson's also out with injuries. Luka Milivojevic and Conor Gallagher and Wilfred Zaha will be hoping to reproduce the form that they've been showing in the last few weeks for Palace. And Wolves have also got a few players out. They've got Fernando Marçal, Johnny Castro, Pedro Lombarneto, Yerson Mosquera, and Hugo Bueno. All got a variety of injuries there. However, Conor Cody, Ruben Neves, Raul Jimenez, Huang Hichang, and Adama Traore could swing the match their way. But I think given Palace's steady form recently and difficulty in conceding goals, I think Palace will win that 2-1. Coming to our next matchup is Brighton against Newcastle. Brighton is playing at home. Brighton, they've been relying a lot on Marco Cucurella. He's the left back with the frizzy hairstyle. He's been playing very well. He's very effective down the left-hand side. Yves Bissouma, Enoch Mwepo scored that great goal against Liverpool last weekend, where he floated it over Alisson's head from outside the box, which is not easy to do. And they drew that game 2-2. So, but however, out they've got Steven Alzate, Taylor Richards, Dan Burn, and Danny Welbeck is still out. So they've got a few players missing there. Newcastle, they've been suffering a lot of bad form recently. They've had a very bad start this year. The new takeovers doesn't seem to have helped. They haven't appointed a new coach yet, so they don't know which direction they're going in as such. So Newcastle are finding it very difficult with a caretaker coach. They've got Elliot Anderson, Paul Dummett, Freddie Woodman is out. Callum Wilson will be hoping to steal a goal or two for them, but I don't see anything but a Brighton win here, so I say Brighton 2-0. Then we come to Arsenal against Watford. Arsenal is at home, coming off a very good result, even though the club captain, Granit Xhaka has been out with a knee injury, and so is Kieran Tierney. They've had other players that have stepped in and filled in the gap there, and they're doing very well. As I mentioned earlier on in my Molten Magic moment of the week, Aaron Ramsdale had a sterling game last weekend against Leicester. And kept a clean sheet there. Thomas Partey is doing well, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang seems to be fired up and motivated to do well for his team. And Watford still have players out. They've got a new coach, new manager, Ranieri, but he needs players to be able to extend his philosophy to the club. Peter Tebo, Francisco Ciralta, Kiko Femenia, Emmanuel Dennis, Christian Cabasete, they're all the players that are injured. So they're going to hope that Ismaila Sarr and Joshua King can make some magic for them. So my prediction for this game is an Arsenal 3-0 win, 3-0 to Arsenal. Then we come to the Everton Spurs game. Okay, Everton Spurs. Everton, they've got 5 players out. Abdoulaye, Doucouré, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Lucas Digne, Andre Gomez, and Yerry Mina. Those are all big hitters for Everton, and they're not available this weekend. However, they've got Michael Keane, Alan, Andros Townsend, Tom Davies, Richarlison that they can rely on. However, they lost to Wolves last week and they were playing away. And Spurs, they've got Brian Gill is out, and Ryan Sessegnon he's not training with the squad, probably for disciplinary reasons. No one really knows why he's not with the squad. So they'll be relying on Hugo Lloris, Sergio Reguilon, Son Heung-min, and Harry Kane. And as I said last week, Spurs are struggling with the identity of how they want to play the game. They can't keep possession that well, and they don't seem to have the cutting edge in the final third. However, they're playing Everton, and Everton do not have much striking force going forward either. So if Everton sit back and relax, then maybe one of those long breakaways and quick breakaways by Spurs might pay off. So I think a Spurs win 2-1. Then the penultimate game of the weekend will be again between Leeds and Leicester. Leeds have got 3 players out, Robin Koch, Luke Ayling, and Patrick Bamford. I think Patrick Bamford is a big miss for them because he scored some crucial goals last season, and they seem to lack that little bit of incisiveness when it comes to putting the ball away in the net. Calvin Phillips is there, Rafinha, Rodrigo. So from their point of view, they're going to hope that things come right for them this weekend, because they're languishing near the bottom of the log. Even though they beat Norwich 2-1 last week, their points tally is very, very low, and they could be sucked into that relegation zone very, very quickly. Leicester, last time out, Leicester lost to Arsenal 2-0 at home. I watched the game in the whole, and I was not impressed with Leicester at all. Leicester seemed to be rudderless. They don't seem to. They're playing patches. They do well, few flashy moments, etc. They get to the final third, but as a whole, they're not a solid team as they used to be. And I'm not sure if it's stemming from their defensive problems or whether their midfielders are not prepared to work hard enough. They've certainly got the talent, but I don't think they work hard enough off the ball. Yuri Tielemans is one of them. He seems to me to be very talented, but you don't see him defending much. James Maddison, similar story, and Jamie Vardy can't do anything without the right service. And they do have quite a few players out. Wesley Fofana, he's one of those central defenders that was crucial to their success last season. James Justin, Michael Brighton was always a good player coming off the bench and gives them that balance and the depth in their squad. Ricardo Barbosa, Jose Perez, another one. There's quite a few players that are out through illness for Leicester, and it's not due to COVID. So who knows? Maybe there's a bug that's been spreading through the club. Even James Maddison's been affected. So Jose Perez, James Maddison, Harvey Barnes all facing late fitness tests, and they haven't been training this week. So I'm a bit concerned about their match fitness, even if they do get chosen. So, however, Leeds is suffering at the moment, so I still see Leicester winning that 1-0, even though they're playing away from home. The final match of the weekend, I would say this is probably, besides the Manchester derby, this is going to be one of the matches of the weekend, because West Ham against Liverpool, both attack-minded teams, and both doing well and flying high at the moment. So Aaron Cresswell, Ben Johnson, Pablo Fornells, Thomas Suchek, Declan Rice, Mikel Antonio, Jared Bowen. It's almost the whole team that I've mentioned there for West Ham, and they're all doing well. The team is really looking good. Tim Moyes has really got his team firing on all cylinders. Last week they beat Aston Villa 4-1 away from home. And Liverpool, they've got a few players out. James Milner, Curtis Jones, Naby Keita, Roberto Firmino, Joe Gomez, Harvey Elliott, we know he's a long-term injury. They're all out. So Liverpool, although they cruised through against Atletico during the week, they beat them 2-0 in the Champions League. And last week they stuttered a bit because they were flying in the first half and went 2-0 up, and it looked like it was going to be one-way traffic, and ended up being pegged back by Brighton. So it's away from home. However, I do see a Liverpool victory here. because of the nature of West Ham, that they do like to play for a result, and they don't really tend to sit in. Liverpool struggle against teams that sit in too much. So I think West Ham will be exposed, and I think that will be a 2-0 result for Liverpool. So if I come to the bets for the week, I'm looking at, to begin with, start with a safe bet. Okay, Brentford to beat Norwich, Crystal Palace to beat Wolves. Brentford to beat Norwich and Crystal Palace to beat Wolves. I'd say that's probably a safe bet, and that will give you odds of 3-1. That's the safe bet. Now we come to the best bet. The best bets, in my opinion, these are just guidelines, so if you can go whichever way you prefer to go. I would say for the best bet, Southampton to beat Villa and Leicester to beat Leeds. Southampton to beat Villa and Leicester to beat Leeds. That would give you 4-1 odds for your best bet. Now for the long shot of the week, I would say Chelsea to draw with Burnley and Man United to draw with Man City. That combined odds would give you 23-1. 23-1 for a long shot. Chelsea to draw with Burnley, Man United to draw with Manchester City. 23-1 odds. So I wish you happy betting. All the best of luck. If you have any suggestions or ideas, you're welcome to send them through. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Ciao, ciao.